Nope. Are we live?
We are live with another episode of Audiophiles Anonymous, and our lovely host Tyler and Chrono as well, who we're going to ask questions of right away because he's totally here right now.
Chrono, how are you doing today? Nope. Are we live?
We are live. He's a man of few words. Audiophiles Anonymous, and our lovely host.
Yeah, sorry, you're gonna have a little bit of feedback, double time. Man of few words. Chrono, what you doing? Are you avoiding us at all costs? I don't understand.
He's upset about the HD800.
He is very upset.
Destruction.
He's like, dang it, HD800.
He knows
we're gonna give him crap for it, is why.
Well, so I just sent the HD820 back to the office yesterday because they were having a little mini meetup there.
Right. Yeah, with some folks,
Yeah, and I had to take the connectors off, and without fail, no, I did not break them. I did it perfectly. I just pulled them out, and it was
Chaz, the smooth jazz. It worked out.
Yeah, no problems on my end. So I don't know what he's doing with those connectors. He's just trying to wrestle cattle with them or something.
Yeah, like I wrote, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cattle wires.
Oh,
he's back. Yeah.
Hey, Chrono, how are you today, Chrono?
Howdy.
No broken headphones today. Not today.
I don't know if you guys saw there was that one lovely comment. Every stream should involve ribbing Chrono at some point about the HD.
It's the new shtick. It's the new shtick.
Was that from one of the Discords?
No, it's one of the YouTube comments on the last stream we did. So it's the theme now. We have to.
Alex, yes, I am rocking the head cable stock. You mentioned in there. Fun fact.
It'd be fun to like dig into the polarity questions that people have about that stuff.
Because
I don't know.
Forum there was they talked about, but then like it like went away real fast. Like it was like, oh, damn!
I tried it with the ZMF cable.
It sounded fine to me. Like,
sounds fine to me. Yeah, I didn't have any issues, but maybe there is. So I don't know.
It's and in fact, I want to say, I think I was mentioning to you before, like I used almost exclusively my when I first got these. Wow, my autofocus is going nuts. When I first got these, I used almost exclusively my ZMF balance cables. So
what I wonder about that is if you just swap the sides, would it fix the phase issues? But then
the Bifrost has a phase reversal too, so I could just do that.
Yeah, in theory. But I don't know how that works with the polarity. Like, I don't know enough about that stuff. That seems like a question for Ian.
Yeah. I think he mentioned it real briefly, and he said that he's mentioned something about in that forum thread. He mentioned like don't plug it into a certain type of amplifier. I'd have to look at the thread. I can't remember, but like he essentially said you might blow up your amplifier, and I was like, unplug.
What?
Plug these in. And I was like, okay. I think it had to do more with like a different like deal than what was actually being said. But yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I think he was talking about different because there's like multiple comments at the same time during that thread, and it was like.
Did you get a chance to watch that interview with Klaus?
Yeah, I was watching. I'm about halfway through it. Yeah, I got to the point where Alex made a guest appearance.
Alex
Lost 33.
Oh. Okay, cool. I didn't get that far, but it was curious to hear Klaus talk about how it can make use of up to 5 watts, meaning that you would need to because that's the thing, like with the whole like us in this like hobby, right? Like we're always trying to like squeeze the last little bit out of like get the very best that we can for a given system or given headphone, and so like. When he says something like it can make use of 5 watts, I mean that's crazy. That's a crazy amount of power. And I think for us, like in this hobby, we're gonna want to give it that because we're trying to like always get the most out of it.
Oh yeah, especially so there's like that. I was talking to some other people about that regarding that a little bit too. Like there's like kind of there's tiers of gear that you're talking about. Like there's tier 1, tier 2. There's also tiers of audiophile, I think too.
Oh
yeah, or in hobbies in general too. Like there's always going to be that. Last, like, I want to say 5%, but let's be real, it's probably 1% of people in a hobby that are like, that go to that level of like dedication. We kind of talked about last stream where like the guy literally put up a power pole for power to an analog record player for clean power. So like,
or even just like the I saw not long ago on Reddit there was the guy with the Susvara and the bar talk or whatever it was.
Yeah, like
it was something like that. And I was like, whoa, that. he wasn't kidding when he said Endgame.
Yeah, like there's like certain stuff like that where it's like there's always going to be folks like that. Like I think we're definitely in like that last, like us here in like the group here, like currently, like yourself, me, and like some other people on the forums and stuff, and a bunch of people on the thread and discussion. We're definitely in that, probably the top, like the higher level, like 50% somewhere. We all fall on that. Not, you know what I mean? Like,
no, man, I'm rocking the Sony XM4s, so you know I'm definitely in the.
They did mention it in the.
Yeah, I see that.
But like, I think that there's like that level. Like, so when I say audiophile, I'm saying everybody from the people that just straight up use AirPods to the people that go to, like you said, the Susquehanna with the Bartok or like even higher, right? And like I think like they're definitely. I actually did shoulders today, Taryn, too, so my neck's a little bit sore, but yeah, like I think there's like once you scale past, once you start getting to the very specific audiophile like headphones, I think that's when you surpass the I don't want to say lower, the previous 50% audiophiles.
Right.
Not that they're wrong or anything, they just haven't. They're just not into that next level or that going to that level. Yeah, like they're not like Beats. Oh, you're talking about Sony's.
Yeah, it is interesting though, seeing how many people are aimed at, their end game is $1,000, and that seems to be still a very important threshold.
That is, I think, and I say this a lot too. I agree. Like I think the $1,000 range, both for headphones, amps, and DACs, so $3,000 total probably.
But like in general, like people's idea of like it's $1,000 on a thing. And then okay, next big purchase, it's $1,000 on a thing, right? That seems to be and
that's exactly what and so that's why I always recommend, like that's when I get into that, like you'll see me say like most people's in game would be like the clear, the Aeolus, the even jumping up a little bit higher, you go to the Ananda, dump to lower Ananda, upper Aria, or like the
LCD2s, I see a lot.
LCD-Xs, like that price range, right? That $900 to like $1,200 range, I'd say roughly.
Yeah,
is like I would say in general most people's. Wow, my camera's autofocus is going nuts.
Like, well, let me ask Chrono, what was your end game? Because he's clearly here.
He's clearly
not breaking
here. He's
HD
not going to
100s.
the bathroom.
No, I just go on mute.
He's just sitting there, just ripping them.
Wow, I'm still on a journey, man. Like, and as soon as I heard the I said, okay, so for me, it was like, I guess it started. It all began with the HD650. I was like, wow, audio exists in headphones. And then a couple of years after that, I listened to the LCD2 with EQ, and I was like, well, there's more. And
wait, did you listen to it? But wait, you listened to it first with
more.
EQ?
No. Without EQ, and I was already like, okay, so it's great. But then with EQ, and I was like, okay, it's effing amazing. So after that, I kind of realized, well, it only goes up from here. So that's the thing. Like Endgame for me couldn't be one headphone. That's why I always see like, and I know that sounds like super like. No, I don't have tons of cash or anything like that, but. It's always like I would like, a group of maybe like 3 or 4 headphones that each do one thing that I really like, and they all fill a role. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive stuff.
No,
like
always.
For me, one of those headphones is what I'm wearing right now, the HD600. It would be part of the group of headphones that I would like to have. Right.
I think Tyler's camera can't recognize him with the.
I'm wondering because it's going nuts, right? Like it's like, what do I focus on?
Maybe he thinks the headphones is the eyes.
Yeah. It's like Sony's going.
It's like, wait, no, that's not a face. That's not even a little bit of face.
I mean, it's big enough for being a head. But
too many flavors to just have one. That I agree with Tom.
I think there's all. That's how I like to look at it too. Like there's, on top of that, I don't think there is such a thing as one headphone to rule them all. Like right, there's no headphone going out there slicing the other one's ear cups off and going, I have the power. Like, sorry, that was a.
Maybe it's gonna be the
R10. It's not like the Utopia whose Vara and LCD4 can't coexist, right? Like they could all be in one.
Well, they all do different things at the end of the day too, though. Like if you listen to them, like I would say, they're in that total top tier level. Same thing with like an Aeolus, a Clear, or like a LCD-X, or that kind of stuff. But if you listen to them back and back, which you've done some of this, even at the lower tiers or what have you, different stages of headphones.
Yeah.
Like even if they're in the same price range or same performance like tier or level, none of them sound the same. Like There's always some difference, you know what I mean? Like there's always something that one of them excels at, or has a different flavor to it, or I don't know. At least my experience with it.
It is funny though. Like I'm reminded of a conversation I had with a friend of mine, like some years ago. What I was long into the headphone hobby already. I was probably already reviewing headphones at the time, but my friend said, I spent a whole bunch of money and bought a really nice pair of headphones. And I was like, well, what did you get? And the response was, I think it was like a QC35-2 or something like that. And I was like, oh, okay. So not like real headphones, like good headphones. But I didn't say that.
You got taken out of your audiophile box. And we're like,
yeah, like, but I forgot that the rest of the world is not as, but, and then, like with that in mind though, like, I remember I probably I didn't say that, but I probably let on that like, okay, well, this is not like the best headphone. But the response that I got was like, well, what's better? There's nothing better out there, and this is like a common perception.
How much time do you have?
Right. But this,
how much money
there's a common perception that, sound doesn't improve and it's just features that improve. And that's what we're dealing with right now. We were talking about earlier. It's like $50 to $100 worth of sound quality at best,
or you get the cool ears,
$400 worth of features.
Oh yeah, the cat ears.
$150 worth of value in features instantly.
Yeah, but of course it's different. It's almost impossible to like quantify value and stuff like that. Like there's like real key benchmarks out there, like the HD6XX and whatnot, it's just Sundara and whatever.
Yeah, well, actually, I think that with this, because of drop in the 6XX, I think that headphones like the ones we tend to prefer, let's say, have been creeping into into different markets. I mean,
it's definitely made a statement.
Yeah.
Which is actually something we had a discussion a little bit about it in the hobbyist Discord. I think Jason brought it up a little bit about like what's like value, right? Like he asked specifically my value, like what I find value in, and then he asked like what do you think of value for others is, and so it's kind of like a tangent to that topic a little bit, right? So like and so in regards to like what other people will see and like your recommendations, kind of goes into like the 600s is a fantastic performance value, right? And because it's high performing at a pretty decent price, and that you could recommend to most people, right? I guess, and so the way I was looking at it is I always look at for most value for other people. Specifically, if someone was asking me about advice for a headphone, I always say, well, look at the long-term value of that headphone or that gear, and does it hold up? Like, so instance, if something came out a year ago or 2 years ago or 20 years ago and the value is still like $300-400 and it came out at like, depending on where it came out, like, has it held its value in the used market? Has it held its value in the market? And then that will tell you if a thing is good or not, usually, to some level, mind you. Like,
do we draw the line on value at strictly sound quality?
No, I don't think so. I think I also added like aesthetics, the color purple.
But
oh yeah, that one's
comfort and whatnot as well. Quality. But I'm just thinking of like like something like the Meze Empyrean, so where that's the opposite.
So and I said and I actually caveated myself in my comment too. It's specifically for that where I said,
oh, did you? Okay.
But it's specifically not specific for the Meze, but that's a perfect example. But 90% of the time I will always go for performance over aesthetics. If that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if at the end of the day the thing looks fantastic and feels fantastic and is built fantastic, but doesn't sit well with my preference, then I'm gonna go with something that sits with my preference, even though I like the look and build of something, or
comfort or whatever.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Yeah, I kind of hope that something looks and feels nice, but I do tend to prefer sound over all those other things. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you're here for, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I like the HifiMan.
These sound fantastic.
I mean, looks kind of wonky.
Yeah,
I'm wondering why they couldn't. I don't know. At least I don't know if something happened to the one I have with me in transit, where like the joints are like really squeaky and they feel like they're great.
Yeah, they have some squeaky joints, but they don't.
So like the build to me doesn't feel like particularly like the most amazing thing. I mean, it's built. It's fine.
It doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart, but yeah,
it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall apart, but it doesn't feel quite as refined or smooth that I would as I would want at that price. But
I also think there's a lot of plastic on it in order for it to keep the weight down, because the original prototype was even heavier. And I was talking to Freddie about the weight, and he said that like one of the reasons why it has to do with the gap, like the like for the driver itself. So you have to have it.
Yeah. If it's too close, it gets crazy.
Yeah. And he said that they did experiment with different like to try and make it lighter, but then when you do that, you lose the sound, the sense of space and stage and width and stuff like that. So it's not really ideal.
It's actually become, I mean, now that I've used it quite a bit, it's become a lot more comfortable than it was at first. And I actually don't mind wearing it.
Are you wearing it right
much. Now? No, I'm wearing the HC600, but I don't mind wearing it as much as I first did. Better than the Rad Zero for sure.
I wanted to touch on it real quick. So Elnrick, because he mentioned because he has an Empyrean, which I'm not gonna lie to you, like I was very shocked that you liked that you liked the Empyrean based on, but that's just
I liked
it. No, that Elnrick liked it. He's pro Falcon, by the way. Yeah. So like I was very shocked about that. I was like, wait, that really? But then I thought about it because I had the Empyrean for a demo for like a month, I think, and like. I think it sounds good. It's just for me, like the price performance wasn't there.
Yeah, that's it. It's a fine sounding headphone. Just the price to performance is not there in my opinion. Yeah. Like, and I think it does all the it
checks
all the
all
other
the
things
boxes.
Are amazing.
Yeah, but it's just I think at the end of the day, that was my biggest gripe with it.
Like I was comparing it direct. Okay, this is gonna sound crazy, and I don't want to like offend anybody who has an Empyrean, but like I was comparing an EQ'd LCD2, which is right here, to the Empyrean, and both of them EQ'd to like the same target curve. I think the LCD2 won. I really do. Like it's saying a lot.
I feel like Odyssey's drivers tend to be very impressive regardless.
They are. It's I know it doesn't fit with like the whole price to performance thing, because like you like in general, like the more expensive something is, you kind of expect it to sound better. But I think the Empyrean is one of those where it's like maybe to me at least, I hear it as being in the $1,000 to $2,000 range for performance, but $6,000 for like comfort and aesthetics and build
right.
Quality. So like build quality, like
that thing is the
way the cups, like the way they extend and everything. It's amazing.
One of it rivals. I think personally that build quality, it rivals the Utopia easily. As far as like the aesthetics and the way it's
it's and I like to I made a list not long ago for like my most comfortable headphones, and the Empyrean was at the top of that list. Like it was the one that I would pick. And I think it's more comfortable to wear the Empyrean than wear nothing at all.
Yeah. It's because like I always joke. I have my Aeolus with the big suede pads and the
cushy boys.
I call them a cushy. Yeah, exactly, cushy boys.
Yeah.
And I would say that that has a reminiscent of the Empyrean for me. But the Empyrean was like that, but no weight. So it's like this super, it's like putting pillows on your head. And
I would have said the HD800S was the comfort king, but the it's too shallow, because the HD800S is really light, right? But where it sits on your ears, like it'll just barely touch a little bit.
So with my HD800, I have the Daconia Elite, so it adds like almost a half inch to it. And so that helps. That would do it. Drastically. In fact,
I wonder how that impacts the sound. I'm curious.
It does. It puts it further away, so the stage gets even bigger. The Dynamextra stays roughly the same. The imaging's still the same, more or less. I think the thing where it hurts is the bass, which is already kind of lacking. But throw tubes on that, and
actually, and Elnrick, just to go back to the Empyrean, Elnrick makes a good point that there are certain, like if you really like that kind of like lush fun, like bass to mid-range like emphasis there, then that's fine. I like, to me that is like an area where like I really like the bass shelf to come down like around like 120, but I know like people like the Nighthawk and the Night Owl and these headphones that have a lot more presence there, because it does, like, I get it, like there's kind of like a, like you sink into the soup a little bit when you're listening to that, and that can be a pleasant thing for a lot of people. So it's not my kind of thing, but I can absolutely see why people like it. Oh, did we lose?
I think Chrono's muted.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, you were just very still.
Oh, sorry, I was reading a comment. I'm like a ninja.
Did you freeze?
So someone asked real quick. And then we're gonna. This is actually. Oh, Jesus, my thing. Someone mentioned they have an Elex and a Sundara, and they're thinking of upgrading from that to either the Clear or the Headphone. So my first answer or question to them is, do you prefer the Elex or the Sundara more?
That's a good question. Yeah,
and then,
actually, that's
depending on from there, like I would say go with the same line, or if you're trying to go different, but you already have planar. So personally, I think the Clear wins out for like comfort, but also for general likingness. Like the general, most people will just generally like it, right? Like where I think these are a little more controversial. I think they sound fantastic, but like weight, clamp can factor more into that liking or disliking it than not. So I would say I personally would say that the Clear would probably win out for most people, purely just based on that.
If you have a big square-shaped head like your boy Chrono does, then the Headphone is actually more comfortable than the Clear. But if you have no problems with the Elex, then you probably won't have
crazy. Oh,
yeah, it just is because it just sits better. I never get the seal right on the thing because I don't know. Well, also if you like the HD600, the Clear is pretty similar. They have pretty similar.
So, but if you have the Elex already, I mean, I like as much as the Clear. I don't think it's controversial anymore. Like the Clear is the better headphone than the Elex, but it's similar enough.
Yeah,
I don't know if the price increase is worth it overall.
There's
like,
that too.
You know, like if your thought process is I'm going to sell these two headphones and get the Clear, I don't know if that's really worth it quite, because it's very similar to the Elex already, and it maybe performs better, you get better detail and whatnot, but like, and maybe the frequency response is a little bit more agreeable, but like, they're similar in what they do well, and I'd almost want to suggest that you can also look at, like, there's a number of other headphones in that price range, like, you know, there's the Aria, there's the LCD-X, there's the CMFO Tour, right? Like HD100S,
Aeolus, HD800,
Aeolus,
Which one would you guys choose? Let's do a round of which one we would choose at 1800 or below.
1800 below?
Yeah, because that's what the headphone costs, right?
Yes, yeah. I'm going to say either the Aeolus or the HD800S. Ooh, controversial.
I'm going to say the LCD-XC.
Another controversial one. I'm going to do a boring one and say HD800S.
Yeah, I said HD800S. That's controversial.
But okay, the thing is, like, for me, the head-to-phone, like, I love the sound quality of it, but the weight is a killer. And for whatever reason, the LCD-XC it doesn't feel as, like, it doesn't weigh me down as much. Like, I even compared it with the LCD4, and the LCD4 is lighter than the LCD-XC, at least this one, and it still, for whatever reason, weighed my head down more. So I don't know what's going on with you know, it's something to do with like the weight distribution or whatever.
I think some of the Odysseys have really good weight distribution. Like I put on the LCD2C yesterday that I still have with me, and I sincerely think it's one of the most comfortable headphones I've put on, and people would hate me for saying that.
Sorry, which one was it?
The LCD2C, one of the most comfortable headphones I've worn.
That's that, man. That's that. This is fantastic.
And the perforated one specifically. Mm-hmm. Right, like that seems to make a difference, and that's the thing I wish that the head-to-phone had. Actually, I need to try the head-to-phone with the ZMF Pilot Pad. I think that might be an interesting thing.
Maybe, I don't know if it fits.
But like, I wish
the co-pilot pad does not fit on these. It doesn't fit on these.
Yeah.
But I have a pilot pad. Let me see if I can get it to fit.
Because I wish that the head-to-phone had a suspension style headband like some of the Odysseys, because then it would probably be my pick at around $1,800. Because the thing that I like, the reason why I like the head-to-phone better than the HD800S is because of its dynamics and the sort of like physicality of it. That the HD800S is just, it's not engaging enough in that area. And then I also think that the HD800S is like, it's got that 6K hertz issue still. Like, I know it's better than the original HD800, but still, like, there's a lot of music that I listen to that's just like, yeah, it's a bit shrill for it. Oh wow!
I mean, I can.
What if you like Velcroed two of them together?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, I faked it. I mean, I could just do this.
Is this what is?
That's actually really comfortable.
There you go.
It's literally a pillow on my head right now. And I got a nice little
actually feel like
sunscreen
that
here.
the headband, I feel like it does a decent job on the headphone.
It does.
I don't mind
It's
it.
really thick, yeah, at the very least.
Yeah.
I feel like it's well padded too.
Wow.
You know, it has like those 2 cushions on either side.
This is actually nice though. Like I think if you could somehow rig like a
Dude,
wide like
you look like you're wearing a hat, but with like ear cups.
It looks like
it
looks like a something that you put underneath looks like a coaster, you know?
Yeah.
I mean that's pretty impressive that it. I mean essentially just doing that, but I mean I guess I could just do that.
I want like other companies to like take the innovations that AudioQuest did with the Nighthawk and Night Owl, like with the headband and then the suspension. I want that to be like for everything.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That's
Wait, did
like
you just fold it together?
I just put it back to normal and just set it underneath.
Oh.
Because I put pads
Too many
on
high-end
my
headphones
pads.
too many high-end headphones get excused for poor tuning with the fact that they can be EQ'd.
I don't agree with EQ, but that's just my personal preference.
Right, but so this we've talked about this in the past, but like the reason why tolerances should be wider for tuning preferences is because as long as they're within reason, like they're not crazy ridiculous, it's because our brains will eventually normalize that sound signature, and then it's the other qualities that will shine through. Like you can't like. Again, this like the Nighthawk and Night Owl are big exceptions to this. And if something's like actually fatiguing for a while, like a DT1990 or something like that, then I think probably needs to be EQ'd. But like for the most part, as long as it's reasonably close.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 2 or 3 dB, it's not gonna be.
It's not a big deal. Yeah. I think our tolerances should be at least within 2 to 3 dB.
Yes.
Right? We should be like okay with that.
I think that's the other problem with EQ is people tend to overboard with it, and that's where I think that why I tend to not mess with it. But that's because usually if you have people tend to go like hardcore swings in the EQ world, and it's like,
oh yeah,
I saw
and
you
on
should
the
see my EQ for the
Pro review, I did the DT1990 Pro review. Somebody linked me a profile that they did. They had
it's like all shelved down.
21 filters. 21 filters.
It sounds fantastic now.
21 filters. I only use
that
6
seems excessive.
But then
I tried
veiled
to
does it sound, or how like
I would have used 1 or 2 filters at most.
I use 6. I mean, or 5.
6,
I don't know.
Yeah, even that seems.
I try to use as little as I can. The EQ I do is usually very subtle.
Mine's if I ever EQ, usually I'll do it for fun, and I'll like grab one of your guys's or somebody's like, oh, this EQ, and I'll do it in the RME or whatever. Which also, as much as I love the RME and it's super fantastic for that, it's a barrier of entry. I said this before.
How do you, when you're using it with the RME, how do you know that you got the levels right? I
don't. I just hope it's right. I just try to,
because it doesn't show you like a curve, right?
Well, it does. Okay. It does have the curve, and so that's how I match is by curve, because you can change where that curve hits though. So like in each one, like it's super.
But are you changing individual values, or is it more like when you're using Rune and you're using the DSP in Rune?
It's kind of more like Rune, I'd say. But like,
okay.
By the way, RME has the best manual ever. Let me see if I can find. There has to be. There's another thing that's fun about the ADI-2 or the RME is that let's see if I can. Yes, here we go. This is what it kind of looks like.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
But like, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd love for you to try my Verite EQ, my new Verite EQ.
I'd love for you to try my HC600 EQ.
Yeah, I need
to do a fun experiment.
We should do.
What's that thing that lets you take control of another person's PC? I think something like Windows Assist. So we would have him blindfold, and we would just turn on and off EQ and see if he could tell which one's EQ or not.
Oh, that's a good experiment. I like that.
Yeah, especially if
or not even that. Let's ask him which one he prefers.
Yeah.
No cheating.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Well, the thing I understand why EQ is a pain. Especially for me, the biggest problem with EQ is portability. Somebody mentioned it in chat, and it's like, because it's so you don't always have access to like Peace APO or Rune.
I may have an answer for you, and I think it's convenience for getting to listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
Or inconvenience for getting to listen to music. If you're an audiophile and you're really into this stuff and you're constantly evaluating and scrutinizing, it's not actually that big a deal because you're already doing this stuff and you're already there's already you have other barriers that you have to worry about, like wires. And that's just something I'm noticing with this as well. It's like it's weird not having a wire. Like I keep like looking for the wire and being like, where, what? No, there's none. So like the barriers for getting to listening to your music, I think is already the biggest hurdle for a lot of people. And then I mean, no offense to Tyler, but there is an element of laziness. I don't want to say laziness, but like it takes effort to figure out how to do it and how to do it correctly. And for people who are not willing to learn how to do it correctly, that's a big obstacle.
For EQ,
and then you can screw it up.
I would say for me, like mine's definitely laziness. Like I know how to do it, I can do it. But then usually when I'm listening, like I want to come in and listen for enjoyment, and I don't want to spend 30 minutes trying to do it. And that's why I think something like I wish they had a Loki that had 5 bands.
Or yeah, that would be sick. Does it have like 3?
It has 3. It's like, so it's low, mid, high, and it's like And so, but that's where I'm saying. So that's more my problem, is that I'm lazy. And I don't want to sit and waste. Like I'm a big time guy. Like time is always going away from me, and I hate. Like that's even my. Well, I can't see it. So here, like it's my quote there is "Tempest Dax Rerun," right? Where time.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be something from Pink Floyd.
It's
ticking away the moments that make up a dull day.
Well, it's similar to that. It's a class. It's a quote, but it basically means like time is the destroyer of all, basically, right? Like, but yeah.
The other thing is not everybody has one of these.
I have ones right there.
No, I know, but not everybody has a standardized measurement rig. Because like now I'm using like tons of filters now, and much more narrow filters. Not because I recommend that to people, but because it is using this allows me to do that. I would never be able to do that. I'd be more on the like 5 filters maximum kind of thing, with like a Loki or something before.
Yeah.
But now that I have this, it's like
Loki have 4?
It may have 4. Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Remember. I just remember it was not enough for me to like really feel. I mean, they're fantastic devices, and I think I want one, but I keep every time I go to buy one, I'm like, I'll wait.
Yeah. But this is something I've noticed. People like hardware. They like.
I love the analog. Oh yes.
Yeah, they like dials and stuff like that. They don't like software. They don't like messing with. Yeah.
And actually, I will say this too: the RME, that is also very true for EQing with the RME. As fantastic as it is not a easy thing. If that makes sense. Like it's easy.
I almost think it's easier with EQ, APO, and PCUI.
Piece is like super easy. Like that's how I do my mic. I EQ my mic, but like I should just do my headphones that way too. Which that's what I'll do when you guys send me your EQs. I'll just use Piece to do it. But
there are some headphones I'll say once you get the hang of EQ, it takes like 10 minutes. Like I got the HC600 last week and I just heard it and I was like, well, this is kind of getting in the way. Just tweak here, and there, and that's 10 minutes. I had the EQ done for it, and that was it.
I agree. Once you know what you're doing, it's easy. But I just
spending honestly, weeks and weeks on EQ.
Yeah, like
I'm not listening to my music until I have my EQ right.
But that's the other. I'm also a purist to some level, right? Like so I'm, and that's another entry for me. Like where I'm like, if I want more bass, I'll turn on my like right now. I'm actually using the heads with my Canon HA1A Mark II.
Does it have a bass boost function? Or?
No, it's just the tubes add a little more.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
And and so, which also on the other topic we were talking about, Andrew, like the single-ended sounds better on that. On the Canon.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, I think there's something weird going on with that. I don't know what it is, but I think
Wait, sorry, that's the
it's a tube amp, the set tube amp, the boat one.
The boat. Okay, wait, I didn't even. It has balanced?
No balanced. I'm using single-ended.
Oh, you prefer the single-ended out of the
I get
what you're saying.
Out of the our other discussion compared to the Phonator.
Yeah.
But the Phonator I actually really enjoyed off the balance more.
Okay.
Which
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know enough about that stuff. Like I need to like take. I
ask other people all the time, dude. I'm always like, am I doing this right?
Because like, like the
I think amps are where it gets crazy. That's where it's like
there seems to be there seems to be like a lot of debate on that stuff as well. Like is it just volume that we're looking for? Is it for planars, is it current that we're looking for? Is it, and then there's the load sensing stuff, and this is all these different things where I'm just like there needs to be a clear answer on this, and so far I haven't found one.
Yeah.
So
it's and then on top,
I wouldn't really be able to tell you what I'm
publish it.
looking for when I like test different amps. Like sometimes it's like I plug things into my MacBook and it's like, well, it sounds kind of compressed. I need an amp.
I think
Like the
that
dynamic range, stuff like that.
Macs actually handle DACs better than Windows. Also, as a heads up.
what do you mean they handle DACs better?
It's plug and play, whereas on Windows sometimes you'll get some weird.
Oh, you need a driver or something.
Yeah, like the drivers act weird.
Yeah,
or sometimes they'll take exclusive mode, or like
yeah,
like there's little bugs, not bugs. There's little quirks to Windows and audio. Like so.
Yeah.
But and actually, I want to touch on some real quick. Phil asked because I recommended him the Aeolus. That was purely just based on budget. Honestly, if you like, I will always say, kind of like when it comes to balance for single-ended, right? Like if you have balanced, I would just always use balanced. Not that there's a huge, but like so. Going back to the Aeolus versus like a Verite, I would say the Verite personally I like better than the Aeolus, but it's also $1,000+ more expensive.
Yeah, you can buy 2 Aeoluses for the price of one Verite.
So, but I will say if you have the budget and it's in your budget to go that route, I'd recommend the Verites over the Aeolus.
I really like my Verite.
I think I'll like my Verite.
You're not supposed to tell people yet.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot. I couldn't talk about that.
Yeah.
And then between the Verite open and the closed, I think that the Verite closed has a slight edge over the open as far as
Technicalities.
Yeah, it's real.
That's why I'm sad that I have the open and not the closed.
Now that we mentioned open closed, I know this. Sorry, I had to draw back from our conversation. We kind of started off with when we were talking about the Sony stuff and features. I feel like the biggest barrier to entry is not wires, but open.
Oh yeah.
Open.
Yeah,
the fact that a headphone's open. Nobody wants that apparently.
Yeah.
Well, with good reason, right? I mean, if you're commuting, stuff like that, you're in an office.
Just get it. Was it the Deva?
Yeah, there's one here still, I think. Yeah. That's just sort of odd that you'd have a wireless open back, but yeah.
Well, actually, after trying the LCD i4s, I understand a little bit more with specifically those. That makes a little more sense because they're more portable. But like,
right.
Yeah. Real quick, actually, we actually had a topic we were going to talk about, and then we totally just started chatting and having fun.
I think we were going to do like rankings per category of certain things. Like,
sorry, I want to answer this one thing I see in the chat. Jeffrey McCooch asks, it's a great name, by the way. Are you going to do some measurements of Deconi Focal pads on other Focal headphones? The only other Focal headphone I have here at the moment is the Elegia. I do. So the Elegia, don't buy any of those pads for the Elegia except for the solid sheepskin ones, because for all the rest of them, it completely cuts out the bass. So the solid sheepskins, you get more bass, and then it evens out the mids, but then it's still a little bit warmer tilting, which is fine. But I'd still EQ it. So I might post those measurements on the forum. I'm not going to do a full article because there's only one pad that works with the Elegia. But if I get a Utopia and a Stellia in, then I might do pad swaps on those as well. Yes. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
Sorry, what were we were going through? Oh yeah, we had some specific topics that we wanted to go through today.
Yeah, I mean, just a bunch of comments, but we can get lost into answering questions.
Yeah, we'll get to the questions here shortly, but we had some topics.
So it was the topic for the day was best headphones for bass, mids, treble, and then dynamics, detail, and soundstage is what I kind of narrowed it down to. Top those three, and I didn't really do a very good job of mine, but we'll start with Chrono. What do you think, man? So best, we'll do one each. Yeah,
well, let's do one category at a time. Okay. Let's do it.
And we can't see the same headphone for multiple
and so
categories.
I actually have a comment in there about that. But so Chrono bass. Otherwise, I would just pick.
Let's start with bass.
I guess I can't say anything from one series of headphones, but I'll say the LCD2. I like the LCD series headphones bass a lot. Probably my favorite, the way it's done.
You want to try bass next, Andrew? Or you want? Mine's gonna be controversial.
Give it a try.
Feeling.
Wait, Andrew listens to bass.
I love
bass.
What is this? Have you seen the curve for my Verite now, eh? It's got more bass than the Harman Shell from 2013.
Whoa, what?
Metal 571 even called me a bass head.
All about that bass. No,
But it's
treble.
the reason
Oh,
why I
I
like
heard
it is
it.
because of how well I love trying to get like the most interesting technical aspects out of different headphones, and I love the dynamics of the Verite, like the punch
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna, and it didn't actually really boost it that much. It's more that I contoured the lower mids a little bit more, so the shelf is a little bit stronger there. But yeah, for me the best bass is LCD4, and like EQ'd LCD4, of course, but like the bass technicalities, like yeah, definitely LCD4.
So
Beats bass.
I went
Yeah, that's right.
meme worthy with my bass choices. I couldn't decide between the two how much meme worthy these would be, but I said Cascades,
Cascade incoming, yeah.
and or TH900s.
Oh, that's an interesting. I
Right?
haven't heard. Yeah, I need
So
to.
the problem with the 900s, well, the problem with Cascades is that they're too fast in the bass and overwhelming with it sometimes. I think maybe, but the 900 though specifically is fantastic bass. The problem is their treble is piercing. And
900 or 909 or the one of
900
them is
Mark
open.
II, is it the 900 Mark
Okay.
II? I think I heard. That's the
Okay.
one I really liked.
But you're still talking about a closed back here.
Closed back, not closed back.
Yeah. Okay.
And so I think but I do think the 900 was fantastic bass. Like it's the Fostex that driver series. It's just that the mids are sucked out and the treble is like
Sure.
So yeah, that was my choices. But anyways, on to mids. What was Chrono? Tell me about your mids, brother.
Man. Does EQ count or no?
No EQ, man. Come on.
Come on, you're not giving enough headphones
Natural
a chance. Right.
headphones.
All right.
Like you could EQ
Natural-
the whole headphone, but you can't EQ the mids.
There you
Whoa.
go. But see that's so what's you just pick the pit.
No, but like you can't be like, yeah, I'd love the mids on this headphone if I could EQ them to where I like them to be.
Okay, in that
you
case,
can
I think the damn Rad Zero. I'm gonna go with Rad Zero because I think they're
good
very.
pick, man.
I like
really
the
good pick.
fullness that they have in the lower mids, but
Yeah.
you know I think that they have a very nice upper mid range as well. Not forward at all, but still, you know, doesn't sound recessed. I think it sounds very natural. So to me, I like how present but full they are. So Rad Zero.
Rad Zero. I think that's a good choice. I like those. I like the Rad Zeros for that too. Andrew, what do you think?
DMF Verite. Stole your thunder.
Oh,
Actually, I think you're gonna be shocked with mine, to be honest.
Okay.
Hey, he's gonna say Verite closed.
No, I Aeolus.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think the Aeolus for the mids is fantastic. I mean, for pure enjoyment wise, I'm not saying I'm going off like not technicalities fully. I'm going off of like just like pure enjoyment of the mids, but like, yeah.
Yeah, like for me, my like ZMF Verite is like more for that sort of like mid-range, like all the mids below like 2K hertz. That to me, I like that. But like, yeah, I know like it's like a little more relaxed in the upper mids, right? So I prefer more energy there. But as far as like that sort of euphony, that sort of magical quality that we talk about, I like the CMF Verite for that.
It's well, see, you also hamstrung me a little bit with only being able to pick one headphone per topic. So,
but you could say the Verite too, but you can't say the Verite for multiple categories.
I was just gonna say Verite closed for everything. If you guys wanted.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, I would have picked something else for some of the things. But anyways, on to treble. I have a shocker on this one too. But going with our boy Chrono, the faceless wonder.
Let's see. It's either it's either the headphone or the Rad Zero.
Ooh, not the HJ100s. I thought you were gonna choose those.
Oh man.
No, because they have. You know what? I don't think that they're actually as peaky as the clear. The clear,
yeah,
I was
can
like,
see that. Yeah, I agree with that.
The clear was like, ooh, sort of sharp, but the HJ100S didn't bother me, but still, I still think that they needed a little bit of tweaking. Whereas the Rad Zero and the headphone, I'm just like, well, they have good treble. That's it.
Yeah.
So if I wanted something a little bit warmer, Rad Zero. Otherwise, just more quote unquote neutral, head-to-phone for me.
Very cool. So, Taryn, how did you know? It's like we're on the same wavelength. My choice was the Andromeda.
What are
Empire.
IEMs?
What are these? What are these IEMs you speak of? Yeah, I'd say the Andromeda. Actually, I do. I have it here.
You going with 2020?
No, I'm going with the originals, the version 3.
Spicy.
Yeah,
Spicy.
I'm gonna say version 3. Not the. I actually got these back from Android. But the.
Love the packaging. Looks nice.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But I'd say the Andromeda version 3s for treble for me, because just that sparkle that they have is it's addicting.
Because that's funny, because personally I don't like the Andromeda's treble. I get it. I get why people like it though, but to me it's just too spicy.
That's fair.
But,
that's fair.
We should have spiced up the game by trying to guess what the other person would say.
Oh yes. Okay.
Okay, from here forward.
Okay. All right. What do you guys think I'm gonna say for treble?
For treble, Arya.
God damn it! I was gonna say Arya as well. But
That's my least favorite part about the Arya.
Oh dang!
Whoa, really?
Oh, I know what it is. I think, but I'm gonna let Chrono go.
Am I gonna say it now?
No,
Chrono,
let me think. The Ananda.
Nope.
Nothing HifiMan.
No, it is HifiMan.
I was gonna say Sundara.
Susvara.
Susvara.
And this is also a spicy pick because it does have too much 7K energy. But if you're listening to the type of music I like, it's not a problem.
Fair. All right. Well, I think those are pretty good choices. Now into the more difficult, in my opinion, ones to pick. For these are a little bit harder for me. Well, a couple of them were, but dynamics.
Okay, do we guess yours? Let's guess.
Okay, yeah. So I guess I'll go first then.
Well, Chrono's gonna go first, so let's guess Chrono's.
Chrono. Dynamics. I'm gonna say, this is tough. He's had them recently. He already named a couple of things. I'm gonna say he only listened for a little bit and he broke them, so I can't say those.
Oh my god! Those don't even have dynamics. They don't even have them to begin with.
They're not that good for dynamics.
I had to throw it in there. It was too easy.
Yeah, it's too good.
Let's see, dynamics. That's tough.
That's it. You're out of time. You're done. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
You already said the. I'm gonna go with We already said LCD2s though. You already said headphone. Ooh, what's to pick? 660s. No, that isn't really good dynamics. It's tough. LCD2s. I'm gonna say LCD2.
I'm gonna say Focal Clear.
Ooh, damn it!
And the winner is one of you got it.
Yeah. Who?
Tyler.
I'm kidding.
None of us got it.
It's the headed phone.
I thought you already used it. Damn it.
Red Zero.
I was Red Zero. You're comparing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say headphone, but I thought you already said it. My bad.
Yeah, for me it was
I already lost. I said Red Zero for two things because I said treble and mids. I'm out.
Well, okay.
It's fine.
I think the headed phone has my favorite dynamics. It doesn't sound like any other headphone, I think, in that regard. Because it does have some punch, but it's more of this. I don't want to sound like a head ass because it has air motion in the name, but it kind of feels like it's moving air. Like if you've ever been in front of somebody playing a cello, you kind of feel the air vibrating. It's kind of like that. But realistic expectations, right? It's still a headphone. You still know it's a headphone, but it kind of does that, and I think it's very impressive in making things sound very real. Very cool. I like that.
So who's next? Are we gonna have me guess, or who are we guessing next?
Yeah. We're gonna guess what your favorite is for dynamics. I'm gonna say it's gonna be the ZMF Verite closed. Or did you already do that?
I haven't done the Verite yet. I haven't done only ZMF. I've done is the Aeolus.
Okay, then Verite closed.
I'm gonna say the Utopia.
Ooh. I did. This was one I caveated. I said this one is tough. There are a lot of good ones. So picking a big one. I did pick the Verite closed was my one. So yeah, Andrew got it right.
Yes.
But I did put a caveat saying the Stellia. I thought the Stellia was pretty good.
That's a good point.
But actually, Rody mentioned it. The Stellia is also fantastic for mids. But anyways, guessing. Andrews, Chrono, go.
For dynamics.
Oh, the Utopia, I think again.
I was actually gonna say Utopia too, but it's
because I always hear you love the focal dynamics. So that's my guess.
Yeah, I'd say since you already said it, I'd say something else. I would say SR1A.
Chrono got it right. It's the Utopia.
I would say.
Let's go.
Let's see here. On to detail. So this is a tough one too, because details can be controversial. Because some people think it means something else than what other people think it means.
Okay, but like, let's
should
go
we
with
each
what
explain?
We think it is.
So should we each explain what we think detail is before we say our answer?
Yeah.
Sure.
That just to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. What Chrono?
Right,
we're guessing
Chrono's
you
gonna
first.
go first. So yeah.
So what's your I guess we have to say what our definition is. No, you should say.
No, you just have to guess the headphone. I'll say what I think.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna guess that he's gonna. Oh, you can't say Rad Zero again, can he?
Yeah, he already said it.
No, but it's not the Rad Zero.
Okay.
What?
Yes. You could say it's a.
Okay.
No, I'm not. Never mind.
I have an idea. It's either the.
Now I have no idea.
It's either the 660s or the HD800, but he didn't listen to those long enough, so I can't say those. So 660.
I'm gonna say HD800.
Ding! It's the HD800.
Yes.
So, for me, the detail thing is, and this is what kind of impressed me with the. So for me, it's not that you hear more things. Like if there's something in the recording, it's gonna I hear the same thing on every headphone. To me, that's what it's like. I hear, there's a pop or skip here. I hear that on every headphone. For me, certain frequency response will highlight those things, particularly the brighter headphones. But to me, that's not detail. For me, it's the actual like polarity with which you hear things. So, there's always the analogy of like the window. How clear do you see through it? And so for me, I put on the HD100 and I was listening to the Anthology 3 version of Come Together. Yes, the Beatles, of course, the Beatles.
That's a band, right?
Which for whatever reason,
they're really making
which for whatever reason sounds better recorded than the actual track that went on Abbey Road. And I was like, wow. Once John Lennon's vocals kicked in, I was like, it's so transparent. It's dude could be in the room for all I care, because there was nothing in between, no grain. Yeah, that's why I love the HD100. It's like, it's just that transparency.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna guess Tyler's
detail.
I'm gonna guess Utopia.
Chrono.
Verite open.
Well, that's true. I do have both.
Yeah, you can.
Damn it! I didn't even think about that. I just put Verites, but no, my answer was Utopia. Yeah, Andrew got it right. Detail on the Utopia, and me,
what's your definition?
It's the macro and micro detail retrieval. Like it's the ability to pick up the finite things and being able to like really like pull you in with that. Remember I talked about this before, like the thing that you lean forward and listen versus a lean back and listen. And I think the Utopia is a lean forward and listen because of the detail and the ability that it presents everything like just so sharply and like so like there crisp.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So that's my
I like that. I like that. Lean forward or lean back for listening. I like that. I think that's really cool.
I only lean forward in life. There's no lean back.
Do you listen to only serious audiophile music?
Yeah, that's right.
Only.
No, I listen to garbage too. I got back into heavy metal recently, so
It's funny. I was listening to heavy metal this morning with my daughter. We listened to a little Ozzy Osbourne.
With your daughter? Okay.
She loves Crazy Train. I think it's because it's on that Trolls World Tour movie. So like she's like,
it's a
great riff.
So she's like, she's in the back seat like Crazy Train, and you're like. Pretty funny. Yeah. Andrew, Chrono, go. We're gonna go detail. What do you think?
Susvara. Oh wait, he can't say it twice. LCD4. LCD4. LCD. Oh wait, he already used LCD4 as well.
I have another one. Don't worry.
Final Audio D8000.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Dang, I didn't even
Let's
think about
be
that.
the pro. Be the pro. But yeah.
Pro. Yeah,
that's a good choice.
See, damn it. And you haven't said. I would say Utopia because I don't think you said Utopia yet. Have you?
I did.
No, he chose Dynamics.
Dynamics.
Oh, that's right, Dynamics. Which does have fantastic. That was my problem with Dynamics. There's so many fantastic.
Sundara best detail retrieval incoming.
But he already said Sundara though, so detail.
I said Susvara. It's Sundara.
Oh, Sundara.
Sundara has best detail retrieval.
That would be. God, that's the one. Stelia.
So my answer is cheating a little bit. because I'm going to say the Shangri-La Senior.
Oh,
I have
would
actually
never
heard the
have
Shangri-La
thought.
Senior.
I never would have thought something in that kind of price range.
Yeah.
I almost forget that those things exist.
It's funny because the Abyss stuff is also in there, and I think between the Susvara and the AB1266 TC, there's an argument that those two are like the most detailed as well. But because I'd already said the Susvara, it was between the Shangri-La Senior and the AB1266 TC.
Have you gotten a chance to listen to the Junior?
No, well, okay, like for like 30 seconds in a hotel room.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it doesn't really, like he had the thing is, like he had the Senior there, and he had the Junior there, and he had the Junior amp. And I was like, well, I'm going to listen to the Senior. So I spent most of the time listening to the Senior on the Junior amp, and then only like after the interview, I listened to the Junior on the Junior amp. So yeah,
fun.
It's cheating, but.
And
I have to say what my definition is. It's very similar to what Chrono said, but I also tend to think like if I like there's the window analogy, right? Like so how clear the window is, you can see the details in a window that's not very clear. You can still see the details through it, but if it's very clear, you get a better sense of those details, right? So it's a image clarity basically for me, and that includes things like instrument separation and how. I almost want to even include that sort of like euphonic kind of character there occasionally that comes through, because it is really engaging when you hear really good detail or triple. But I like to use Tyle's former analogy or term of peering into the music. The thing that lets you peer into the music better than other things. That to me is kind of, detail in a sentence.
Yeah. For me, in that sense, it would be like the headphone.
So you're saying you like to be a peeping Tom, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Into the music is just there, and you're just like, ooh.
Sorry.
This is supposed to be a family-friendly show.
Sorry.
Actually, I don't know if it's supposed to be
Is it?
I think it's probably 18 and over, but not anything crazy.
We've tried our best.
Yeah.
We failed.
The thing is, for all these though as well, and it's a bit unfair to separate these categories, because for a lot of them it is the same headphone. Like for me, like I'd pick Susvara for both, like for realistic headphones, I'd pick Susvara for detail as well. So like it's not really fair.
Yeah.
Do we have other
one last one, the Soundstage and imaging.
Ooh.
Yeah, this one is a good one. So I already, since Chrono can't use it anymore, I know he can't say HD800.
Could hardly use it to begin with.
Yeah.
Taryn, I know you're here.
Stage and imaging. So, which is an interesting, because a lot of times people, I think, confuse detail with imaging.
Yes.
So, something to think about. Anyways, Chrono, I'm going to guess for you, Soundstage and imaging, since you can't use HD800 anymore, what would it be? And you can't use the headphone, which I would have been. Those are the two ones I know you've heard that are pretty good for that. Can be LCD2. 660, because that's the only one left I know that you've listened to.
How is that good for Soundstage?
It's the only one left that he's heard. What he hasn't used yet.
There's the Ananda, there's the LCD2C, there's the GX.
C, that's right. The GX. Well, the GX is not the greatest Soundstage and imaging.
I'm gonna say the Ananda for him.
Oh, damn it! I forgot to listen to that. That's a good call.
Yeah, from the ones I have left to pick, it would be the Ananda. It's just everything's so like separated and just far. Well, I should define what Soundstage is for me. For me, Soundstage is like basically how far left or how far right can I hear things, and then the imaging is like the actual positioning of things. How accurate do I think it sounds to me? Yeah. That's usually determined by Call of Duty. So
in-head localization. No way, man. Yeah. CS:GO.
No.
Both of you are wrong. Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh yeah, while you're climbing up the building, see if a bird goes by. It's like, was that bird to the left or to the right?
You have to know these things. It's important. It's critical information.
Yeah. You do.
Actually, you know what has fantastic imaging in the audio itself is Overwatch.
Oh yeah,
they've spent a lot of time, like even height wise, like height, like so in a 3D bubble wise. Like I was really shocked by that one. Anyways,
so yeah, we have to guess Tyler's.
Oh yeah.
For Soundstage, oh, I guess Verite Open. Now that he can say that,
Oh, I guess you can say that. Yeah, it's a true story.
But with not trying to guess the pads.
Universe leather.
Chrono.
I'm gonna say.
Or it could be Suede Universe. Actually, that's a good point.
Wait, hold up! Don't take my Universe Suede perforated for Soundstage on the Verite Open.
Cool. Andrew, what do you think?
I said Verite Open with
Universe. Oh, that's right.
Universe leather.
Ah.
Yeah, we just chose different pads, same headphone.
And the winner is Christopher Luckenbach, SR1A.
What?
Oh,
I'm cheating.
Is that even a headphone?
It's not a headphone. It's a ear field.
Yeah. So I would say SR1A does it for me for that, but that was my answer. But if I can't use that because it's not technically a headphone, I would say the Verite Opens would be. In all truth, I would actually pick the Verite Closed actually, because that one actually has, for whatever reason, has more depth to it. I think it's the reverb, but it has more depth to the stage and imaging, where you can place things a little bit deeper in the stage with the imaging and everything. But yeah, that was and also that's my definition of stage is how bubbled it is and wide, like so how deep, wide, let's call
how big the bubble is.
How big the bubble is. These are actually fantastic also, but they tend to be shallow and wide. But that's mine. Like how deep, how let's just call it the bubble. We'll say the bubble. How much of a boy in the bubble am I? And then
what shape is the bubble?
What shape is the bubble? Exactly, it's a good one. And then imaging is where you can place those instruments or sounds inside of that bubble. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's so we did our topic for the day. We can all.
Oh, I didn't do mine yet.
Oh, damn it!
For Soundstage.
Oh, that's right. Chrono, go.
For Andrew?
Yep.
Soundstage
image. Oh, damn it, man! I was gonna pick that one.
Just because that was the thumbnail of the video. Soundstage King.
You cheater! You're online. You're cheating right now.
No, I just remember it.
It's with a question mark though, because you don't know.
Yeah, but I watched the video.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say Aria too, but then I guess I'll just say Ananda.
Yeah. No, you guys are both right. The Aria. Yeah. And yeah, for me, it's exactly what Tyler said. It's the bubble aspect of it, how spacious the bubble is, and then like that's one thing actually. It's not just how like far left and right it is for me, but like how far forward and how spacious forward it is for me.
And then the imaging
like for me,
moving forward. Too,
yeah,
right? That's really cool.
Yeah, like the intervals and stuff like that. So like, and it's interesting because like if you listen to the ZMF Auteur, that's also a really wide soundstage headphone.
Yeah.
But I find that it doesn't come close enough when I want things to be close. That was my only sort of. Everything was much more sort of spread out. And I bet if you change the pads, it would do that again. But I didn't get as much into the pad swapping back then.
Yeah,
but,
I get what you mean. There are some headphones that have varying like depths, particularly in like the center channel. Like the Rad Zero can be like really left and right, but then like center can be really far forward. Like
what's what I like about the Aria as well is that the center is just like the whole middle section is just very far forward in front of me.
Which that's the shocker too. Most headphones don't get that right. Like it'll be like there's a blind spot like right.
Yeah.
Like, usually
like especially with planars actually.
Yeah.
Left and right is really well defined, but like forward is not. So it's something unique with some of those HifiMans. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's our topic. I think
that's our topic. Yeah.
That was fun, actually. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I like the guessing games. You can go.
That was actually really fun.
I saw Chris had a question about the Shangri-La senior and junior build quality. Yeah, the build quality is kind of like a Susvara if you imagine that, but I actually really like the Shangri-La junior's build quality because it doesn't have that wooden piece there. Actually, I always thought that the wooden piece on the HifiMan stuff was just a veneer.
It is
like a little.
I thought it was a veneer too.
Gary sent me some photos of disassembled HE1000s, and no, there's actually real wood there. So
it's just the lacquer that makes it look.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on there. Yeah, but I mean, in any case, it does look bad. But that's what I like about the juniors look is that it doesn't have that aesthetic to it. But yeah, I have no problem. I had no problem with the build quality of those. The thing that I would worry about with them is because they're so open, I would never want to have, you'd got to worry about like dust and stuff like that with e-stats. People have those little like shrouds that they put on top of them and whatnot. Like I would worry about that.
Like car covers.
Yeah,
sort of.
Plastic,
yeah,
because you just literally put over the top of them.
Yeah,
a lot of people just cut the Ziploc freezer bags. That's like I've seen somebody.
Yeah, because you don't want dust to get onto the
drivers because they're
so
thin that the dust will actually.
And it's so open. Yeah.
We forgot one headphone. Or one category. Coolest looking headphone. Which one do you think is coolest?
Oh,
duh.
I'm gonna start off by that's a sexy headphone. I'm going to say for me is the ADI-2.
Oh yeah, that is dope.
It just looks sick with the glass.
I agree. That is
black on black and
very, very nice looking headphone.
Andrew disagrees.
Yeah, I disagree.
It's a pretty. I love the design of the ADI-2. But I would say my favorite looking and best one that I think looks fantastic and gorgeous. That's a tough because there's a bunch. Can we say handcrafted versus not handcrafted?
That'd be 2 picks.
Just choose your favorite one, man. Actually, if I had to add handcrafted, it's definitely anything ZMF.
Yeah, handcrafted ZMF kills.
ZMF is already in a category above everything else.
I mean,
yeah.
Look at that. I mean, that's just look at the burning of the wood. It looks gorgeous. Yeah.
my pick is one that you'll never. My pick, you'll never get it right.
I think for me, we're gonna guess. Chrono, you failed. So I'm gonna guess your pick would be never gonna get it right. Never gonna.
I'm gonna guess ADI-2 for Chrono.
Yeah, I do too. ADI-2. Chrono, we win.
Yeah, you both get it right. Fantastic. Congratulations.
For Andrew, let's see here. Best looking, favorite looking. Ooh, that's tough. I want to say, the newly announced HifiMan. No, let's see.
Man, that new HifiMan headband looks wonky.
I want to say the best looking though. That's tough. I want to say Susvara for whatever reason, but I don't think that's accurate.
I do like the way it looks, but that's not my pick. Cool. It's the
LCD4.
XC.
Yeah. Ooh, that's also a good looking one. No, it's actually one of the ones that's behind me here. It's the AudioQuest Night Owl.
Oh,
the Night Owl.
I never would have guessed that.
I thought it was gonna be the PM50.
Actually, I like the way it looks. I do.
That's interesting. I would say
I love the way that looks.
Jacqueline floats. Yeah, I think for me, I'd actually, as spicy as this take would be, I actually think outside of ZMF, of course, non-made.
Were you gonna say Alicia?
No, yeah, Alicia does look fantastic. If they had the Stelia in Alicia colors, but no, actually, I was gonna say Empyrean, man. I think the Empyrean is probably just one of the best looking headphones I've seen. Like that design on it is just like the way the metal grate looks, and especially with
it's very regal.
Yeah, and
it looks very nice.
Especially the is it the copper version? I think there's the copper.
That's the one I just recently was evaluating. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, the copper version is just nice looking. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay, we should probably jump into some questions here.
Questions.
Ask away, chaps.
People are Aria or Headphone. I did a video on that. That's Headphone if you can handle the weight, Aria if you can't.
Empyrean is gorgeous. It's a very true story. Stelia for me, best looking. I agree. Stelia is fantastic looking. My
Aeons. Stelia, I think the Aeons look kind of cool.
If the Aeons were matte black, then they would look good. But the candy cane piano red is not doing it for me.
It looks kind of nice in person, and their midnight blue finish also looks kind of nice.
The blue one I liked better than the red.
Yeah, I agree. The blue one looks better than the.
I mean, in reality, what do I care? I'm not taking it anywhere. Just sitting.
Just sitting here.
Yeah.
HifiMan J looks amazing.
Stelia is best looking. The thing that I don't like about the Stelia is the Spider-Man type of look to the like with all the there's a certain phobia that people have of like of circles,
webs,
trypophobia. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. No, but it has to be. It's holes that aren't uniform and they just look weird and disgusting and
Oh, I will say this: when I macro shot this, like holy crap! Like there's so many like things you'd never like. I'm looking at now and I can't see the stuff like There's like little, I don't know, I guess weird, yeah.
Yeah, I
Little
know.
dust things
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
and
they get into little circles, and it's leather. That's my problem with these too. Like I was joking with you guys. Like as soon as this leather in this cup goes bad or wonky,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably take them apart and spray paint and get rid of the leather.
But
and hopefully,
who knows? Who knows if it will? But
yeah, Marcello had a traumatizing experience with Utopia.
Oh yeah, he did.
I don't know what it was.
Oh, so he had.
Oh yeah, no,
the
never
macro
mind.
because he had he has that
Yeah.
ridiculously beast Fuji
Yeah.
XT2
GFX 100.
GFX 100, and so it's like this, and he has a ridiculous macro lens for it. So that combo alone, like he was seeing things that probably no one should ever see.
Yeah, with a 100 megapixel camera, and you're getting all of the
detail.
Could you please share your EQ for the ZMF Verite? I'll be posting this on the forum thread. I don't want to post it before it's done, so I just want to make sure that it's like actually good, and because I don't want people to be like, oh yeah, I didn't like what his profile was, and then never listen to me again. So. And it is also like this one uses a lot more filters and it's a lot more specific. So
I'm gonna be right back. I have a surprise that just got delivered that I want to show everybody.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
I heard my doorbell ring, but I don't know what it is, so I haven't left my chair.
Andrew, when are you going to review the AB1266TC? That's something that I can only really review if Abyss decides to send me one for review. The thing with that stuff is I think they really want you to review it based like with their like curated sources, like their system. Maybe not like quite the Linus stack, but like I think they have a preference for how it's evaluated.
Too?
I think when it gets, see, this is the thing, right? Like normally I want to give, I think reviewers should give like a decent give something a decent shake, like give it a fair shake by trying it on a number of different sources. And those sources I think should be at least good enough, and I don't think it should always be the same sources. But when it comes to something like the really high end stuff, people who are buying the really high end stuff are probably also going to be looking to pair it with a very specific source. So it might be worth it like I think it's a fair ask. You know, even though something like a IHA6 will run the AB1266 just fine, or you know the Diana Phi just fine, you know, I think it's a fair suggestion to say, you know, people who are going to be buying this crazy $5,000 headphone or whatever it is, they're also going to be spending several $1,000s on, you know, this specific source equipment.
Box ever.
What do we got here?
Flushable wipes.
Oh man, you can do an unboxing and review of the
amp synergy is definitely a very important factor.
But it's the same thing with the headphone, right? Where it's like you want to be able to evaluate it at what people are going to be using it with. Like evaluating it at its best is one thing, but like you can always scale that up to like, you know, Cord Dave, DCS, Bartok, whatever, right? Spend over 10 grand on source equipment. That's not realistic. But at the very least, trying to get it to be somewhat realistic for what the purchase is going to be is important, I think.
Vincent Hush asked if these sound good with the tube amp. I'm using the KNHA1A Mark II right now, and I think
that's one thing I didn't try actually is with the tube amp. I need to give that a shot.
They were not fun on a bottle head crack. I would not put them on an OTL, but a set.
Yeah.
Especially one that you could change the impedance with it is pretty.
Wait,
good.
Hold on. Is the Cayenne one a single-ended triode?
Yeah, I think so.
Really? I didn't know that.
It has a little triode in there. Like when you open it up.
Okay, I'll need to look into that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong.
So I don't know enough about it.
Yeah. I'm excited about these, so I can't think of it right off the top of my head right now, but I'm pretty sure it's set. These are meme, by the way. I got these as a meme, so and I bought these off eBay last night. I want to see.
I love that you're just digging into it with like a knife, like, you know. Careful. Oh man, that made me nervous. Yeah.
Assassin. I Ghost of Tsushima myself.
Too much Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
Triangle says
too much.
HDA100S owner not satisfied. Too thin. Favorite sound is Philips Fidelio X1s. Bass open, great sound in good games and music. Okay.
Wait.
Suggestion: $750 to $1,000 headphone upgrade over the X1s. Man, the X. So I didn't have the X1s but I had the X2s, and they were super grainy in the treble. I couldn't handle that. Like the tonality was fun. It had good bass for an open back, but yeah, super grainy.
Is that Audio-Technica?
It looks like Audio-Technica wings.
Oh, these are gonna be so meme worthy. These are so beat to shit too. I bought these on. Sorry, excuse the language. I bought these off of eBay.
I'll survive. Okay.
Oh my god, he didn't include pads. I need to add pads to them.
What is it? Gonna get the reveal.
Oh, okay, right. Because there's no pads, so they're ugly as sin. But dun, dun, dun.
Oh, you had to get it because it's purple.
Yeah, they didn't. He didn't have pads, so I need to find pads for these.
That's amazing. Is that an original AD 2000? Oh wow, okay, yeah,
700, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here you go. Let's see if we get this to go. The Air 8700.
The Air. I remember everybody had those way back in the day.
A little bummed they ripped the pads off. But
has anybody reviewed the GSX Mini on YouTube? I'm not sure. This is like a lot of people swear by those, like the GSX and there's the other one. The name escapes me. Somebody can correct me.
So a lot of people love the GSX Minis, but I think it's because they're hard to get a hold of for whatever reason, that no one really, I think they're priced so
well. They used to be, yeah,
and then so I think the pricing and hard to get available or hard to get, then it makes it harder for people to grab them.
Let's see. I feel like I missed it. Okay, what frequency for EQ did you say helped with the metallic timbre and the focals? 10 kHz, but it's not that bad. Like, it's not enough where I think it's necessary. Chrono may disagree. But like to me, for some recordings, I dropped it by up to like 4 dB with a narrow filter, like a filter of like 4 or 5. And then it definitely helped with that, because it's this sort of metallic shimmering quality that you get. But for other recordings, I don't even think it's necessary at all. Like it kind of almost functions like a little bit of a little brightener, clarity kind of thing. So,
John gets it.
John gets what?
John Smith 970. He said, "Hi everyone, my name is John and I have a problem." And JS is going along very well with it. Sorry, interrupt.
I have not heard of the Elemental Watson 2 tube amplifier. Have you guys heard of that?
Nope. No, I have not. That's interesting. Which is better, a mid-range closeback, Argon Mark III, or Emu Teak XOO Ebony? I would
go with the Argon personally, but
yeah, but I will say, like, you can't really get the XOOs anymore, right? So that would be the Teak, and then what you do is you go to Teak's website and request them to do a back swap to like the Ebonies, or you go to Ant did the Rosewoods on his XOOs, and he says they're fantastic.
Okay, yeah, that would be pretty cool then. I'm not sure about he's saying mid-range is in like mid-range price-wise, not like mids.
Oh yeah.
I got you.
Maybe I took it wrong. I don't know. Just curious. There's a HD 600 bundle with the tube amp.
Yeah, we saw that one. If we've missed your question, just feel free to post it again.
Yeah, repost.
Can we see the puppy?
Oh my gosh, she's getting big.
That's for Tyler, I assume.
Yeah. Sorry. She's getting very big. I can try and grab her, and then I have to take her downstairs because she'll destroy my room. She's going to puppy training soon. But I can grab her, I guess. I'll go on stream and grab the giant beast dog. One sec.
Let's see. I'm trying to catch up here a little bit. How about the Felix Audio Elise with a headphone? I think this is something that only Android can answer, because none of us have an Elise, as far as I know. I reached out to them recently. I would love to review their stuff, because I mean, even way back, like that was like a really highly regarded amplifier. So yeah, I'm very curious about the Elise. I mean, obviously the Euphoria as well, but the thing is, they're based out of Poland, so it's kind of difficult to, like, the timing sometimes doesn't work, and it's just difficult to like set that stuff up. in like shipping and whatnot.
Did we do LCD1 versus Sundara?
No, go ahead. I mean, we've talked about it in the past, but yeah, go ahead.
I feel like that one's kind of tough. Like, it's just, I think comfort and dynamics are the biggest difference. I think between the two.
Yeah, that for me, it's dynamics and soundstage. Oh, she is getting big.
There she is.
Yeah, dynamics and soundstage are
okay.
better on the Sundara, and
comfort as well.
That's the pup.
Yeah, and comfort, like, but for some people, I think the pads are too small, like the opening is too small.
Yeah,
on the
so
LCD1.
it might almost fit like an on ear.
Yeah,
for me, it was around here, but you know.
Yeah. I think the LCD1 is better treble detail. Yeah. But you have to use it with Reveal Plus. Well, you don't have to, but like it sounds really good with Reveal Plus. With the Sundara, I think its default frequency response is better. But it has better technicalities for the rest of it, but it's not as good in the treble. That's my take generally on the sound. And it has better dynamics in soundstage, of course.
I feel like the Sundara has better bass. And pretty similar, about the same mids, and they both have like that 1.5 like dip.
Yeah, but that's why I say, like, if you use Reveal Plus with the LCD1, you get some of the bass shelf back there a little bit.
I think that the tonality is better after Reveal on the LCD1 than on the Sundara, but it doesn't have dynamics, and the soundstage is definitely a little bit more spacious on the Sundara. It's not the most amazing, but it's definitely better.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. Focal Elegia on sale here at €4.99. Worth it? Probably. That's
get my cardio in with these guys.
I've seen the Elegias now on sale with like through a number of different places. Then it's really cheap.
$3.99 I've seen is the best.
Yeah, it's pretty darn crazy deals on that. I think they're phasing it out, and it's I think it's discontinued now. Let's see. Anyone else heard the Magnius? Any forthcoming reviews? I think sounds great with the Modius pushing it. I think Max Settings did a review of that, but I have not. I've not heard those, but I've heard good things. People like them. Yeah. Let's see. How do you keep your headphones clean? I have a HE1000 V2, and I want to do some.
I just run through the dishwasher.
Yeah.
High heat, and lots of soap.
Yeah.
I throw 3 tripods in there.
Somebody's gonna do that, Tyler. Now you're responsible for it. Somebody's gonna throw their HD 650s in the wash.
Two. Yeah, don't do that. I'm joking, please. That's fine.
I like to use these microfiber cloths. And then
You can't see me, but I'm holding one up as well.
We all have the headphone cloth.
Actually, no, another fantastic one or thing to use for getting small dust, and this is gonna be silly. I mean, there's like professional stuff you can get for it. It's like that sticky stuff, but
one of those
sticky hands you throw against the wall.
Yeah.
But fantastic for going in and getting like. But you can get there's a thing you can get that they do it for like keyboards and stuff. It's like that goop
compressed
stuff.
Air. Oh no.
Well, compressed air, but there's this goop stuff that's like.
I use compressed air as well.
Yeah. I actually want to get one of the nicer
Nobody has moved around as much as Tyler during this.
And I'm getting all my cardio, man. That's gonna be fantastic.
That's what I'm doing wrong.
I need to lose this COVID-20, man.
Yeah.
We should all start doing headphone reviews on a treadmill. Live stream as well. Running all the time.
This is my favorite comment. The HD 650 scales well with high-end dishwashers.
I'm actually doing I'm going to be doing a scaling test on the 600 series pretty soon. I'll throw in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
You know who does a fantastic meme thing is why am I blanking his name? He did it on Reddit recently for his anniversary thing, but NetForce.
Oh, Alan from
Alan, yes, thank you.
From the source.
And he has like he did the
he's
most
the
recent
meme king
and
for
he has
sure.
the headphones in the trash, and then he has the one where I think it's a 600 in the toilet.
He's a Z1R in the trash.
and he actually there's like someone actually sent him a picture of like the 600 or one of them in a toilet being flushed. So yeah,
I think Corinne actually did one where he's throwing an N8 into the the laundry, and I think the title's like modding your N8 or something like that.
Yeah,
pretty good. Does the Diana V2 pair well with the Quest style CMA 400i? What headphones are closest to standard V2 at a lower cost? Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, I personally wasn't as impressed with the Diana V2 as I was with the Diana Phi. I like the DMS Diana Phi, like the DMS mod. But I heard both of them side by side, like the stock versions. I heard both of them side by side, and the Diana V2 just didn't sound as detailed to me. It also didn't sound. It sounded warmer, but he told me that they measured the same, so I wasn't sure about that. What would be closest to that at a lower cost? Good question. Something from Odyssey. Maybe like an EQ'd LCD-X? Maybe something like that.
Then what?
The Diana V2. That's probably the closest I could think of. Yeah, actually, that.
I mean, I was joking, but I'm kind of not like.
but yeah, like it had good detail.
The detail's good, but it's not like.
Yeah. Let's see. Getting lots of good questions now.
Yeah. Felix has been going on a rampage in the different groups that I'm in. Everyone's buying not Euphorias, but the Echoes.
Echo, Elise, Euphoria. Elise. There's the Espressivo.
Espressivo,
all that stuff.
But I've seen a lot of Echoes and Elises recently being bought and purchased by a lot of the members.
I've been interested in an Echo as well. I just wish it had.
So the Echo competes really easily with, or actually probably beats, but the ZDT Junior.
I wonder what it's like between something like the Elise and Euphoria and like the Amps and Sound stuff, like the Kenzie Encore.
Oh yeah.
You know, like those are two names that are doing cool stuff, and I think Elise looks a little more classy, but like still, I would love to try.
It has that clean, like simple design. It's just like modern. I'd say almost modern, right? Like it's a modern versus. Not modern.
But that's the thing that Amps and Sound has going for them. It's like this no nonsense kind of like look that's like it's just a box with tubes. I kind of like that too.
I think the Mogwai, for instance, looks fantastic.
Yeah. I saw them all in the ZMF room at Can Jam, and it's like, whoa, this is sick.
The ZM Festivus, there's like that was tube heaven. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I just wish the Echo had matte black sides available. Because
you can do it yourself.
You can get a matte black, or not matte black, but a black pendant.
Yeah,
that would be.
Yeah, but the pendant's almost
5 times the price. 500, 600.
Yeah. It's just that walnut color. It just doesn't match my desk.
Will it make sense to upgrade to a Chord Mojo from Dragonfly Red as a portable DAC amp?
Yes.
I was gonna say no. No, but like that's the thing for all this stuff. Like spend the money on the headphones.
Yeah, always headphones first.
Yeah, I don't know how much Chord Mojos are going for these days. They're good. The Chord Mojo is good. The Dragonfly Red's fine. The Chord Mojo is probably better than the Dragonfly Red. Like
I was going for sure off of that. Like it's better, but
yeah. But like if you're gonna spend $400 or $500, get a better headphone. Keep the Dragonfly Red. That's my take.
Yeah, Hazy mentioned Glen OTL is like unobtainium, man. You're never gonna find one. I've been looking for a while. I even was in talks with him for a little bit, but then COVID hit and everything else, and I think he just got overwhelmed. He's super busy, so good luck trying to get one.
Yeah. Let's see. Focal Clear sounds similar to the Diana V2 to my ear. That's interesting. It didn't sound that similar to me, but. Like again, like this is all just from Can Jam impressions. I never actually had it at home, so only the Diana Phi, which definitely doesn't sound like a Focal Clear.
In Chrono, you should just get better at cable management.
Dude, my cable management is pristine. Look at my desk and tell me you see one cable aside from my
you have
mouse.
a laptop, so why would you have any cables?
You can see. I'm pretty sure that on the very right side of my videos, you can see my PC. I have this Leon Lee PC that I built myself. It's a huge case.
How's the cable management in there?
Oh, it's pristine, perfect. I just don't have custom cables, so it's just the regular.
I found that since I did those, I added the GPU all-in-one cooling loop. All the cables inside the case are gone. I just have tubes now for the cooling loops.
That's cool.
But I'm gonna have to change that once I get the 3000 series, whenever that comes out.
Have you seen that's a different pinout too? And it's massive.
I need to get a new power supply.
Yeah, it takes up I think 3 slots.
Yeah.
So it's a 3-slotter. So it's
well, that's the thing. I'll need a new power supply to run that. I've only got an 850 in there right now, so
I think I have an 850 in mine too. So
yeah. Focal Clear or HD800S? This is the all-important question that everybody is always asking.
Do you like stage?
Focal Clear's cheaper, right? Like it's less expensive.
Well, technically it is
by a couple $100.
Yeah. But if you can go used market, then I would say even just get
an
HD800 and do the SDR mod and be happy.
Yeah, that's really inexpensive.
I feel like comfort is the biggest one for me between those two. I personally, it's just that, it's like the HD800 is so comfortable. Even after it's broken, I can still put it on my head and it's so comfortable.
I'm gonna say if you want,
yeah, I've done that. No, just kidding, I haven't. But
he's pretending that there's music going to it. He's just like, yeah.
Oh, they're Bluetooth.
Yeah, so what I do is I put them on.
Connectors.
I put them on, and then I play music from my iPhone speaker. Yeah.
Clear if you want dynamics, HD800 if you want Soundstage, or HD800S if you want Soundstage. That's really what it comes down to.
That's its big trick, yeah.
I'd also say that the HD800 is a little bit less treble spiky. It's a little. It's bright. I think it's bright overall, but it's less spiky.
Yeah, I was gonna say Clear has a more balanced tuning overall, but there's the 8K hertz peak and the 6K hertz peak, and then on the HD800 it's only at 6K hertz. So.
Yeah, but it's not as present as the 6K on the Clear, I think.
I've gone back and forth on where that peak is in the Clear, and I think it's actually worse at 8K. That I think is responsible for the grittiness to this sounds, but it's only because if you position it on the rig and you if you position it in some ways it shows up at 6K, position it in other ways it shows up at 8K. So it depends how you wear it, I guess.
Yes, cable managed PCs sound better because I listen to my PCs with my eyes. So yes.
If they're using purple cables.
And purple cable.
You have to use purple sleeve cables. Also, your power supply has to be purple. It has to have a purple filter in it.
I went with a Stormtrooper look, so forgive me.
I specifically didn't want the tempered glass on mine because I knew that my cable management wasn't going to be that good. But now it's fine because I don't have any cables in there anyway. So
perfect. Let's see here. Zima Verite closed. Fantastic. I love that one. Yeah.
All right. Here's a question for you guys. If you had $3,000 right now to spend on headphones, which would you choose? Now, is it okay? Let's do $3,000 on headphone and amplifier, system, whole thing, whole setup. $3,000 is also an awkward price range.
It is very awkward because it almost disqualifies this to some level.
Yeah, because you need an amp and a DAC. Yeah.
But I would say this. Oh, but I need a DAC still. Damn it. Well, that's tough. $3,000.
Zendac.
Actually, funny you mentioned that.
I have an answer already for that one.
There you go. Oh no, but you can get the topping L30, and that should be, or the topping L30 or a Magni Heresy or something like that.
You know what?
Those are pretty cheap
for $3,000. I would say I would go Aeolus Bifrost 2. That would put me at just under $2,000. And then I would go with the ooh, that's tough. For a solid state, I would go with the Element, probably, just because I love that knob. And then I'd get a tube amp. So I'd probably go either I'd do a bottle head crack, or I'd do like that echo, or I would do like the can probably.
I need to listen to the LCD3 because I think that falls in that price range a little bit.
$2,000. Yeah, it's $1950 or something like that. $1999.
Maybe. I mean, I'll IDQ it and stuff, anyways, right? So.
See, I went with the diverse amp. Went with that's how most in the headphones, and then next.
I've got a system for you.
Mm-hmm.
Headphone with Kaina HA6 and a topping D90.
Interesting.
Because that's about $3,000 total.
Yeah, that is
almost. It's a little under.
When I had the D90, I actually preferred the Bifrost 2 to it, though.
Okay, well then Bifrost 2, but like some $500 DAC. Yeah. There's another one from SMSL that's coming out here too, the U9 or something like that.
Ooh, Lear 3. Martin has that's a great combo. Lear 3 would be a great amp to have. I didn't think about that one. Yes.
Yeah. Bifrost 2 and
Elric 1. Sorry.
Bifrost 2. So there's somebody out there who's like HD6XX with like a $2,500.
Oh, that's easy. I'm gonna go with HD6XX on Monitor X.
With the built-in DAC.
With the built-in DAC.
Yeah. With the built-in DAC. Yes.
And you'll save $100. You'll have like $100 left over.
Yeah.
To get a pair of Porta Pros.
Yeah.
With the Axie pads.
Meze Empyrean and iPhone dongle.
I would not do that. Empyrean and iPhone dongle. I like that one.
No, I'm kidding. Don't do that. That's
Verity closed element 2.
Actually, somebody said Bifrost 2, Lear 3, and Aria for $2,700. That's a good combo.
That's a good combo. I would say just even the Bifrost and Lear in almost any headphone, you'd be a great combo. Mm-hmm. Almost any headphone.
Yeah, I guess Focal Clear would be a candidate in that price range as well.
Yeah, clears. See, but I like tubes too much. So that's my
thing.
Issue with
there's a lot of headphones in that range, like in the you could get anything in the $1,000 to $2,000 price range. But what I'm wondering is there anything in the like $2,600 price range that you could get where you could get away with a less expensive DAC amp called like an entry level?
Yeah, Chrono nailed it. Honestly, the Verite with the Element 2 with the built-in.
Yeah, Verite closed Element 2, $400 for the Element 2, and then $2,500 for the
that actually is probably the most enjoyable system for $3,000.
I would, and it's got that lovely knob. Oh. Fantastic.
Because it might not be the perfect synergy, but I think you do get more out of the headphone than you will out of the amp. And if we're choosing that strict budget, if you're not trying to, it's not a strict budget. Forgive me, it's a very big budget. But if you were not
limited with $3,000, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I meant in the whole synergy search.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I think it makes more sense to buy like that and then later on upgrade the amp and stuff. Yeah, front load the money into the headphones and then see where that gets you later on. Because a lot of this stuff scales. The only exception to that would be like an HD6XX or 600 or one of these that's like you would want to spend about the same on the headphones.
But like you can technically do that with like if you're going to go the other way, you could even go what you were talking about before, is have the 6X or the 6 series headphones, but then do like what he Elric was saying. Like
but that's not going
to amp and like
that is not as good as the
no,
it just you can't make it sound like you can't even make it sound like an Ananda. Like it's
well for me it's almost like I always go to guitar analogies, but kind of like guitars. Like there's for anybody who knows guitars out there, like I'd still rather choose a $3,000 Les Paul through a $300 Vox amp than a $3,000 Marshall and a Squier guitar. Like it's just gonna to me the guitar, which would be the headphone, makes more of an impact.
Yeah,
and it changes, and I feel like that scales better. Like you should be changing the amps later on if you want to do something better with that.
Yeah.
Like that should be the refinement. The headphone shouldn't be the refinement. The amp should, I think.
LCD-X out of a iPhone dongle.
Well,
it can do it.
20, isn't it 15 ohms? 15 ohms or 25? Somewhere between 15 and 25.
So the Black Label is another good option too for the VC. Because of that warmth with the Burr Brown DAC. I think
it's okay.
Good. Yeah.
I think all the time you can get a better standalone desktop system than like the portable stuff. The portable stuff is like super convenient though.
Elnick called you out. Sorry, man.
What?
It's shouty. You'll see it.
I see it. Hey, I'm open to being stood corrected because I had not heard the Porta Pros on a Fonder X.
So real quick, as just an aside to Elnick's, that ZDS he has, I really wanted it, and they had one for sale someplace, and I missed it by like an hour. And that thing is Black Widow, the Xanadu Black Widow, I think. Oh, I wanted it so bad. That thing is nice, but they're impossible to get. So, unobtainium.
Yes, and that's we get into the 1%ers who can get that stuff. Yeah. 1%ers not as in like financially, but 1%ers
that actually have them already and won't
be rid of them. Very few people have this stuff. Yeah.
Well, I like the Sony, the old school Sony cans.
Oh, the R10s.
R10s. Yeah. You can get them soon.
You can get them soon.
For $5
Sony
grand.
R10s brought to you by HifiMan.
Well, technically, if you go with the original will be like, what is it, $1,000 for the original version?
I don't know.
I think it was like
that was before my time.
Oh no, for the new ones, because he's gonna have a dynamic version and the.
Oh, you mean the dynamic one's gonna be around like probably around the AO list price, I guess.
Yeah, which actually I was looking at that. I was looking at the cup design, and you look at the, I think it's the Tour.
The Icon and Atticus are very similar in the cup design.
The cup design, yeah, it has that slight angle to it.
Very similar, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say
both biodynamic drivers too, and I was like, I bet you anything that sounds just like a ZM.
Wait, no, the Atticus is TPE.
Yeah, Atticus TPE. Icon is biodynamic. Yeah, but then they're that's just good acoustic cup design for closebacks where they're like, it looks ridiculous, sure, like it's like bulging out, like it looks like you have 3 heads. But
I think
at
the
same time,
it has like this flat plateau on the side.
That's well, when I asked Fang Ban about like closebacks, because I'd love it, for them to make closebacks. He told me about some of the limitations that's involved with that, and I think this kind of cup design helps get around some of those limitations.
Reverb
and ZMF's been doing that for a while, and obviously Sony did it with the R10. So and that's why it's so impressive with the Verite close, because it's not like that. And that was what Zach was talking about with
you can kind of,
I'd love to see like a cross section of like the the back of the cup design for how he's
just laser cut.
There's only one port. Yeah, there's only one port in it too.
It's fascinating how they're able to do that.
Because even the Verite Opens have like, I think it's 3 or 6.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. What I wonder about a lot of that though as well is like, is there any way that he could
they have a shite
implement some of the, like, let's say cup acoustic design ideas from the Verite closed and put that into making the Atticus and Icon smaller? I should have asked him that.
Oh, that's a good question.
Because that'd be really cool, right? If you could do something like that and you're like, I want the TPE one for less money. Then maybe there's a way to.
Can you just throw the TPE into a Verite cup and charge?
I don't know why you do that though. Like the Verite driver is so much nicer than the. To be fair, okay, like maybe there's some people who really like the TPE one. But
be interesting, or maybe just I wonder if he's. I'm sure he's done like experimented by putting the different drivers in the different cups.
Yeah, that's what I wonder. Yeah,
that'd be cool. Yeah. I'm sure he has.
Oh, that's. I wish I had a workshop where I could just. Get into that stuff. It sounds so much fun. All right, so we've been going for about 2 hours now, almost. We should probably cut it there.
Yeah, time for lunch.
Has Andrew heard Porta Pros with Yaxi pads? No.
You have.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have.
We had dinner. You listened to him for like maybe. Oh, did you even listen? Yeah, you listened to him for like a second. We had dinner.
It's right. That was at the taco place.
Taco place. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
So Porta Pros go everywhere with me. If you guys were curious why he has been able to hear them.
Yeah.
They're my EDC throw in my bag.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys, we should probably cut it there. And thanks to everybody for tuning in to the live stream.
Thank you.
Once again, we should probably have this as a podcast sometime soon. I'll try and add that to this description. But yeah.
Very fun. All right. Cheers.
Thanks
everyone.
for all your questions. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Have a good one.
Cheers.